You know, that would be awkward, hard to travel, really hard to define countries if the middle was going around faster than everything else. Occasionally Africa would be just off the coast of Mississippi, you know. So all of that would kind of be going on. Well, that's what's happening on the sun. And what that does over time is it plays havoc with the magnetic field lines of the sun. So if the sun were turning uniformly, all right, the magnetic field lines would look more like they are from the Earth. The magnetic field lines would just come up and loop back down to the south pole and go in, right? We just have a nice steady magnetic field from the sun. But as this flow happens, it slowly pulls those magnetic field lines around into loops. And then once they're in loops, we start getting energetic pieces that start poking out to create sunspots and create prominences and all of this. And then it all flips around, right? And we start all over, right? Everything flips direction, the magnetic field lines flip direction, we work our way back to standard Earth-like magnetic field before it starts getting disrupted again. So what that cycle length is actually longer than 11 in that it reverses the poles, right? So it's actually a 22-year cycle. There was, back in the late 1600s, early 1700s, the little ice age, right? And if we looked at the solar activity during that time, it was at the lowest we've seen it in what we can reconstruct out of the historical record. And so we had pretty cold temperatures in Europe and Northern America, and places like Chile and Argentina and South Africa were pretty cold during the little ice age. Okay. Questions? No question.
Are you going to put formulas in this one?
No. So all the formulas you need are in the questions. Other questions?
Can you give us the answers to the test?
No. Well, some of the answers are A, some of the answers are B, some are C, and some are D. And you that. Yeah.
Are we drawing more from like the homework, the lecture slides, or the book?
So the multiple choice questions are drawn from things like our quiz questions and similar questions in the back of the book, right? Questions similar to that. And they're pretty straightforward. Most people are getting through those pretty quick.
Okay.
And then one of the problems, I give you all the numbers and say just punch it in. Right? One of the problems, I give you all the numbers in the formula and you have to put them in correctly and punch it in. And one of the problems, you have to do a little bit of rearranging.
Are our quizzes open to see our questions?
You should be able to see the questions.
What are the point system? Is it still like 3 points for like problem questions and 1 point for multiple choice?
Yes. So a multiple choice question is half the grade and the problems are half the grade.
All right.
I may, after we get through this semester, just to let you guys know, because this is my first time teaching this, after we get through this semester, I may end up saying, all right, I need to give less weight to the problems, right? And so I may go back and revise things so that I do that, depending on how, as a whole, you guys do on the problems versus the multiple choice, okay? If I do that, and whenever I change scales or like anything like that, your grade never goes down. So if it's a change that would be bad for you, I'm not going to do it to you, right? And so one of the things I'm trying to figure out is what weight do I need to give to the math in this class? And I think I started off with too much weight on the math, and I'm trying to adjust as I go along to give less weight to the math, right? Some of that is giving you easier math to do in the test, right? And I'm gonna, after this test, I'll take another breath and say, okay, how did that go? What did that look like? Do I need to make more adjustments? Because I'm trying to get my measurement of your math right for the class, right? And make sure I do something appropriate there. So I'm trying to make that adjustment on the fly here in my first semester doing this. And the way I'll do it at the end of the semester, if I decide I need to do something more, is at the end of the semester, we grade your multiple choice section separately from the math section. And so I can just simply go in and change the scale, the weighted scale on the math part. Any other questions? Thoughts, concerns, desires, hopes, dreams? Anybody want to be an astronomer yet?
If I say yes, will you give me an A?
Told you, more stars.
We almost have stars. And I hope is next week during lab we have stars. That is my hope.
Yeah, we see a lot of stuff.
All right, so good luck this evening. I'll see you later.